Could CCP win a Taiwan invasion by 2027? Is the US arms sale to Taiwan a boosting shot? Hello everyone, welcome to the China Probe channel. I'm Aileen, and it's a pleasure to explore recent China issues with you. Today's topic comes from a Reuters report citing a draft from the US Department of War. It states that the People's Liberation Army, PLA, is rapidly expanding its nuclear arsenal and intercontinental ballistic missile deployment, and is assessed to have the capability to win a Taiwan invasion by the end of 2027. At the same time, in December 2025, the U.S. Defense Security Cooperation Agency announced a new arms sales package to Taiwan worth approximately $11.1 billion, formally notified to Congress. What impact will these developments have on Taiwan? First, in October 2025, after removing 9 generals, CCP General Secretary Xi Jinping made new appointments. Among them, Eastern Theater Command Commander Yang Jibin was promoted to full general. He is responsible for military operations against Taiwan. In December 2025, Reuters cited a U.S. report warning that the PLA may have deployed over 100 DF-31 solid-fuel intercontinental ballistic missiles, capable of striking targets 1,500 to 2,000 nautical miles away. U.S. aircraft carrier strike groups approaching Guam would be threatened by missiles such as the DF-26D. The report also emphasized that China's nuclear expansion continues. By the end of 2027, it is expected to possess the capability to prevail in a Taiwan conflict. As of 2024, China's nuclear warhead stockpile is estimated at around 600. Although production has slowed, expansion continues, with projections exceeding 1,000 warheads by 2030. Taiwanese defense analyst Chung Cheating stated, "Attacking Taiwan mainly relies on land-based coastal missiles. Ballistic missiles with a range of about 1,000 kilometers are sufficient. The main objective is regional denial to counter U.S. intervention." Meanwhile, Taiwan's Deputy Minister of National Defense, Hsu Tzu-chien, warned that the threat is not limited to Taiwan, but extends across the entire First Island chain and U.S. allies. Taiwan has a responsibility to maintain peace and stability in the Indo-Pacific. As for whether the PLA invasion would succeed, he described it as uncertain, but emphasized the urgency of strengthening national defense. Now for some personal observations. The world is essentially divided into 2 major camps: an authoritarian bloc led by China and Russia, and a democratic bloc centered on the US and Europe. Taiwan cannot remain neutral. Trying to please both sides may result in alienation from both. Moreover, the CCP has long sought to unify Taiwan by force. Some who fantasize about surrender should reconsider the potential consequence of organ harvested. Even Chinese scholar Li once remarked, "Keep the island, not the people." There is an old saying, "War is about money." The PLA cannot use all its missiles against Taiwan. It must reserve some for deterrence against the US, India, Japan, and others. Maintaining these weapons also requires significant funding. Historically, the US-Soviet arms race contributed to the collapse of the Soviet Union. As for China's future, we shall see. China is currently facing economic challenges both domestically and internationally: anti-dumping tariffs from Western countries, rising unemployment, increasing homelessness, rural severe struggle, and the youth from lying flat to rat people. Under such conditions, could its economy sustain a prolonged war? Even if war breaks out, history offers many examples of smaller forces defeating larger ones, such as the Battle of Julu, Red Cliffs, and the Battle of Fei River. The Taiwan Strait, approximately 370 kilometers wide, poses a major logistical challenge. Military analyst Ma Dingxing noted that a cross-strait invasion would heavily test the PLA's transport capabilities, amphibious assault ships, logistics, and command coordination. Even after landing, maintaining supply lines over months would be extremely difficult. British expert Evans estimated that 500,000 to 1 million troops would be required, along with a massive fleet of naval and civilian vessels, larger than any amphibious operation in history. Former Singaporean diplomat Bilahari Kausikan bluntly stated, "Amphibious warfare exceeds China's capabilities and experience. They have never done this. It is the most difficult type of military operation." Not only that, in early 2026, Tang Guangzheng, a senior researcher at the Washington-based think tank Jamestown Foundation, stated that the PLA is accelerating toward the 2027 modernization goal set by Xi Jinping. This has been widely interpreted as Xi's intention for invading Taiwan by 2027. However, Zhong Youxia, former vice chairman of the Central Military Commission, has explicitly indicated that it would not be achievable until closer to 2035. She has consolidated command authority by purging senior PLA leadership, including figures like Zhong, to eliminate any internal voices on potential military action against Taiwan. Tang also noted that while the PLA is unlikely to launch an invasion in the near term, its training and military exercises are expected to become more aggressive and frequent than in recent years. Now, let's turn to the latest U.S. arms sale to Taiwan. Recently, President of the Republic of China Lai Ching-te proposed a special defense budget of 1.25 trillion new Taiwan dollars over 8 years. However, the proposal has been temporarily shelved in the legislative yuan by opposition parties. According to a poll released by the Taiwan Public Opinion Foundation, among Taiwanese aged 20 and above, 30% support the move, while 54% oppose it. The foundation concluded that this finding sends a clear message. A significant majority of the public is concerned both about the military threat from China and about unmet expectations regarding U.S. support. They are not in favor of the proposal collapsing without proper legislative deliberation. Mai Fuxing, director of the U.S.-based think tank, Taiwan Strait Security Analysis Center, told BBC Chinese that what is truly unusual about this arms sale process is that the United States formally notified Congress before Taiwan had even passed the relevant budget. This broke from the long-standing tacit understanding and procedural norms between the US and Taiwan. It may intended to break the budget deadlock between political parties in Taiwan's legislature. Political commentator Jiang Feng, host of the program Jiang Feng Moment, pointed out that the U.S. National Defense Authorization Act 2026 and the Taiwan Assurance Act mean that no matter who becomes president in the future, supporting Taiwan's defense will be in statutory duty of the office. Now, regarding the meaning of this arms package and how it compares with PLA weaponry, I've compiled a summary. In simple terms, this arms sale represents a shift from large and expensive systems to asymmetric, anti-landing denial strategies. We can break it down into two major strategic priorities, covering 7 key weapon systems. First key priority: destroying or repelling PLA forces before they can land. This involves 2 main weapons. 1. HIMARS, High Mobility Artillery Rocket System. Includes 70 km guided rockets, and 300 kilometers, Army tactical missile systems (TACMS). Taiwan will become the largest operator of HIMARS outside the United States. While these missiles can strike frontline ports, radar stations, and command centers in provinces like Fujian, Zhejiang, and Guangdong, their trajectories are relatively predictable. Moreover, the PLA's HQ-9B Air Defense Systems, PHL-191 rocket artillery, and Russian-made S-400 systems could counter them. 2. Harpoon anti-ship missiles. These significantly enhance Taiwan's naval anti-ship capabilities. Second key priority: preventing the PLA from holding territory even if it successfully lands. This involves 5 types of weapons. 1.M109A7. Self-propelled howitzers. Used to suppress PLA positions after landing. 2-4. Javelin anti-tank missiles, TOW anti-tank missiles, and anti-armored drone systems. These are designed to destroy tanks and armored units, preventing them from consolidating beachheads. 5. Tactical Network, TTN, and Team Awareness Kit, TAK. In simple terms, this acts like giving the military eyes in the sky. Soldiers and commanders can see each other's positions in real time on a map, enabling faster decision-making, information sharing, and decentralized coordination at lower levels. Having reviewed the arms sale, here are some personal thoughts. U.S. arms sales are something Taiwan's military both loves and hates. Why? Because many previously purchased weapons have not been delivered on time, they remain little more than promises. For example, the F-16s ordered earlier have still not been totally delivered as scheduled. In the Three Kingdoms era, Cao could quench thirst by thinking of plums. Taiwan, by contrast, can be only hunger by thinking of America. So what's the problem? At the end of 2025, U.S. Secretary of Defense Peter Hegseth bluntly exposed the dilemma of the Foreign Military Sales (FMS) system. Our industrial base is simply too inefficient. We cannot deliver to our allies on time. Believe me, I hear this on every trip. Every conversation with presidents, prime ministers, and defense ministers is the same. What's going on with your FMS? We placed orders in 2014, it's now 2025, and delivery is scheduled for 2032. I sit there thinking, I don't even know what this is, but we will fix it. Hegseth emphasized that the Pentagon must shift into a wartime footing, cut through bureaucracy, and warn traditional defense contractors, either speed up or be replaced. Entrepreneur Fox Xiao pointed out 3 main reasons why the U.S. cannot produce weapons fast enough. 1. Supply chain disruptions, with critical raw materials controlled by others, even China. 2. Shrinking production lines and efficiency trade-offs, due to just-in-time manufacturing models that lack flexibility during sudden demand spikes. 3. Crowding out effects, as urgent aid to Ukraine and Israel has pushed back orders from other allies. He further emphasized that beyond hardware, there is also a software problem. Alex Karp, CEO of Palantir, sharply criticized that the Pentagon is willing to spend tens of billions on metal shells, while still procuring software with a 1990s mindset. Meanwhile, U.S. defense tech company Anduril promoted a core concept. Instead of building one perfect F-35, it is better to build 1,000 cheap, expendable drones, and rely on powerful AI software to compensate for lower-cost hardware. In conclusion, while it is understandable that the U.S. rushed to support Ukraine after the war broke out, that conflict is nearing its end. If the Taiwan Strait could become the flashpoint of a future world war, shouldn't Taiwan's needs take priority? If PLA were to launch a sudden attack, what use would these weapons be if they are flowers in a mirror, moon on the water? I have long believed that Taiwan cannot match CCP in defense spending and must rely on asymmetric warfare. Rather than expanding personnel numbers superficially, Taiwan should focus its budget on missiles, drones, and sea mines. It could even surpass Israel's Iron Dome by creating its own porcupine silver dome. After all, missiles and drones have already proven highly effective in the Russia-Ukraine war. If CCP truly attacks, that will be the ultimate test. Perhaps 1 or 2 weapons can be intercepted, but what about thousands? Finally, beyond weapons, does Taiwan have enough trained professionals to operate them? While the PLA suffers from corruption and inefficiency, Taiwan's military quality has also been widely criticized. Maintaining excessive personnel and unnecessary equipment will crowd out social spending. If public dissatisfaction grows, how can there be genuine support for the government and the military? War is not just about money, it is about public morale. No matter how advanced the weapons are, if soldiers flee when the enemy arrives, what is the point? Taiwan must take this seriously, humbly address people's livelihoods, and in return, the people will offer stronger support. That's all for today. Thank you for watching. Please press like, share, and subscribe. Your support is my greatest motivation. Feel free to leave your comments below. See you next time.